Say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. MashaAllah. You all know it. That's very good. So what you're gonna see today is the database. I will say big picture. The big picture means like we talk about this classroom, but I'm saying where is this classroom in the whole? I'm showing you the earth, where it will plug in, where it is, right? Then we focus into this classroom, then I focus into the particular chair and particular girl or something, right? Then coming towards the subject. But right now we see where the database stands in overall. Say for example, you are in industry, you have some real-time application. Where is this database, right? So let us take an example firstly. For example, I have a shop. I have what? I want 100%. Hello, what's your name? I want 100% concentration. No here and there, okay? You have copies with you? Yeah, be serious. Say for example, I have a shop. I have what? A shop. And everybody is going online. So I want to reach to more people. So I want to have an ad on the internet, right? Okay, but I'm not selling and all on the internet. Right now I'm only showing my address of the shop, and I'm going to show what products I have. So I'm going to kind of have some kind of static site which is not doing anything. You open up some, say for example, I have a shoe shop. I have what? Name the shoe shop. What will be the name of my shoe shop? Name it. What is this? सड्डा जूता, ये ना है हमारे शॉप का, ठीक है? But I don't want to sell on the online because why? I will tell you why. I just want to show them that we have a shop. You open up a site, it will be a static site. Static site, it's not a dynamic, it's not interacting. It will show you the pictures of my shoes and my shop, and maybe me also with the goggles on, and the prices and address and telephone number, contact number, nothing else. Got it? So I did it. This is the site coming up, and it's having those shoes and all and everything here. That's it. But there are many people calling me, hey, we saw your shop on the internet. Wow. Well, why are you not selling? I want to shop it from there. There are tons of calls started coming me, right? Getting me? So I thought, no, I need to sell it also. I need to sell from my online shopping kind of shopping cart kind of thing, e-commerce website like Amazon or Myntra. Now they click in me that, oh, so what I gotta do them? Now what I gotta do now? Because it was so simple to have a website, but the moment I say that I want to sell now using my website, that means I need to start registering people. I can't sell randomly. और चोर लोग बैठे हैं ना, तो I need proper registration. I need verification of phones, verification of emails. I need transaction history. फिर आपने मेरे से खरीदा, फिर बोलोगे मैंने पैसे दिए, ठीक है? मुझे रिकॉर्ड रखना पड़ेगा. So now I'm trying to collect the data, right? I have to record you. First, when you go to the Amazon or Myntra or whatever, and now you come to my site, sadajuta.com. So what will you do now? Firstly, you will register. When you register, what will happen? You are putting your details. Nah? I will also confirm and all the security features, and leave that apart, but I am storing your data. Where are I going to store it? I'm going to store it somewhere, right? Now, I not only have to store your name and your telephone number and etc. I also have to store the record of my products. Every product in my shop will have a record, will have a data, right? It will have its cost, its colors and brand and size, whatever, everything on it, right? Getting? That's one thing. Next thing will be the transaction details. I have to remember, was it COD, have it paid, is a return issue. If it's a return issue, I have to still, it has to be there on my website so that I can see that नहीं इसी ने मेरे से ही लिया था. ऐसा ना हो कि आपने वहां से लिया था खराब जूता मुझे कह रहे हो रिटर्न दे रहे हो, है ना? So I have to record all those things. Now that means I am putting up also the storage, right? Not only storage, but now people will come up. For example, I had to buy a shoe. This is a Skechers shoe right now. I got in winters. I put up one size extra. That's 8. Otherwise, my shoe size is 7. Okay. For example, I had to buy a sports shoe. Last time I bought a Puma shoe, for example. What I did was I go into the Myntra and I go to the Amazon and compare which is selling more discount, not giving more discount, and I get on some filters there. The size 7, color blue, brand Adidas, Puma or Nike, 3 brands I put up there, right? And discount 60 plus, right? Okay, and I gave these filters to whom? Who I'm giving it these filters to? What? No, I was the customer, na. I'm saying when I bought the shoe from Myntra, I put up these filters, na. So where are these filters going? Who is processing it? There's somebody who processes it, na. I'm telling this is a girl on a shop, for example. I'm telling her, give me the this. So she processes my request and go to the rack and get that shoe for me, right? So here, if we have offline, the service agent there, that is processing my request. But now I'm giving that request to the website, to the interface. Who is processing it? Now we understand, right? We understand it. The movie starts from the front end. The movie starts from. So can we erase all? Yep. The movie starts with the front end. So sometimes you may have heard about the full stack developer. Full stack developer. So we understand this full stack. This movie of full stack actually starts from the front end. Why are you so serious? It starts from the front end means the sadajuta.com, and there was nothing to sell about on my site, right? It was only showing the pictures and all. Even though I will say Amazon or Myntra, they also have this front end. Everybody has a front end. Okay, every site has a front end. So this is called a front end. This is called what? Write down. So what is a front end? Is what comes to your mobile phone. The moment you open the Myntra or Amazon or whatever, any e-commerce website, it's an interface. Beautiful. That's the right thing to say. It's an interface to us. We show something. That's called front end. That's coming on your website. That's coming on your phone, mobile phone, right? That is your front end. And the technology we use to build it is firstly the HTML. What's it? We firstly use the HTML. The HTML is hypertext markup. It's actually not a language. It's a markup. A language means programming language is something which has a logic, where you can run if else's, loops and all, which can, like I was telling you, that I want this, right? It has to be processor using some programming language. HTML can't do it. HTML is like make window, it will make window. Make brick, it will make brick. It can't chuck the logic, whether it is less than this. If I'm putting the password, is it correct password or wrong password? Okay, for example, I'm putting a password. I want it to have a special character. I want it to have a alphabet. I want it to have a capital letter. I want it to have a 8 letter width. It can't be checked by the HTML because it's not a programming language per se. It's just a markup. It's what? It says, you do it, it will build it. So what HTML does is, for example, we have this building. What the HTML does is it will make the bricks and it will make these walls. In case of humans, if I say, for example, analogy, the HTML does is it makes a skeleton. It makes only what? Okay? It will make the eye structure and all. Okay? But it won't give it color. Like the color you have and everything you have, the skin on it and the tones you have, which actually makes you beautiful. the HTML will make the structure, but it will be ugly. It will be what? It will make an ugly structure. जब ये बिल्डिंग बन रही होगी ना, तो पहली बार अगर आप आएंगे ना, तो खंडर जैसा लग रहा होगा, सीमेंट विमेंट पता नहीं क्या, फिर इसमें सीमेंट हो गया, फिर पीओपी हो गया, फिर कलर हो गया, खूबसूरत दिख रहा है. ये हो गया CSS. ये कौन हो गया? ये हो गया आपका CSS. तो HTML के साथ फिर आप लगाएंगे CSS to make it beautiful. To make this ugly structure beautiful, you use what? ठीक है. लेकिन आपके पास फॉर एग्जाम्पल वेबसाइट में बटन्स है, ये है, मैं कर नहीं रहे कुछ, दे आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग, बट यू वांट टू नाउ पुट अप अ बिहेवियर इन इट. यू पुट अप व्हाट? इट्स डूइंग समथिंग. You click it, you go to the another page, okay? Or you put up the password, for example, and it's checking it's correct or not in a front end, I'm saying, okay? You are checking on a front end, is the password correct or wrong password. अभी ये रजिस्टर ही कर रहा है, इसने प्रॉपर ईमेल दिया है कि नहीं दिया, इसने फोन नंबर दिया कि उसमें ABCD डाल दिया, हो गया ना? कोई होता ना जिसे हम बोलते हैं बुधनी का टाइप, वो उसको पासवर्ड देना है या टेलीफोन नंबर देना है, वो पता नहीं क्या दे रहा है, तो अपना नाम लिख रहा है. ठीक है, ऐसे बंदे होते हैं ना, तो उसको उधर ही बीप आएगी, भाई का क्या करना है, इसमें नंबर दे, वो पकड़ नहीं रहा. ये HTML CSS ना करेगा, ये कौन करेगा जी? JavaScript. ये कौन करेगा? So we have with this the JavaScript, and with the CSS you have to write tons of CSS, you know, to make the site beautiful. You have to make tons of CSS. Now we have for that a framework now, but we're not doing from the scratch everything. We have plug and play. We have what? एक हो गया कि आपने एक सॉकेट बनाना है, फॉर एग्जांपल सॉकेट बनाना है कि आपने एक प्लग लाया अलग से, फिर तारें लाई, जोड़ा, बनाया सॉकेट बड़ा सा. अब उधर से मार्केट में सॉकेट बन के हैं, plug it and put your room heater at it. That's called framework. That's called what? For CSS we have many frameworks. One of the framework is Bootstrap. What is it? What I'm trying to tell you is the technologies we use in the front end. We're only on the front end. ठीक है ना? So the technologies we use in the front end is called for the CSS. The framework for the CSS is the Bootstrap. It's what? There are many more. I'm just giving one name. I just want one clean interface, one clean view of the full stack. That's what I'm trying to build. So when I go out of the class, you have a clear idea of full stack web development. Getting? So in a front end, what is front end doing? It's building that website for you, which people can see. Okay? The Myntra is coming up. The Amazon, you open up the Amazon and you see whatever you see there. Okay? But if you want the structure, HTML. Now you want to make it beautiful, CSS. And the framework of CSS is? Oh girl, I will ask you after the class questions. Oh? So be ready. At the end, I will ask what I have read. What I have not taught you. Not what I have read, sorry. So CSS Bootstrap. What is JS doing? It adds behavior. It adds. Write it down. You won't actually remember. So you write it down. So JavaScript builds the behavior. The behavior. It's kind of a soul. Okay. For example, I have got an eye. The eye is built up, but the eye can see is a JavaScript, which is making eye see. The nose built by the HTML, CSS will put up the shape, nice shape and all, okay, to make it a little bit good, even though I don't have a good nose, but still. But JavaScript will make it function in it. It builds the functionality, the behavior that is able to smell now. Getting the point? So your front end is done, for example. If you have these three languages, you HTML, CSS and Bootstrap, then the JavaScript is the proper language. Yes, question. Absolutely. Programming language is all the logic. Logic means anything, na? Behavior means it makes it function. It makes it what? You can in other words say, yes, it's put up the logic, but that's not an exact word to say here, right? We say it gives the behavior or functionality to the static website. Getting? You will understand properly when you read the JavaScript. Thank you. Now, sadajuta.com is advanced ना, वो आगे गया ना, उसने क्या किया? उसने फ्रंट एंड से आगे जंप मारी ना, उसने क्या किया? अब मैं बेचूंगा, तो बेचूंगा तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? They have to store the data. They have to store what? The data will be stored in it. There is a long journey to do. इसको जगह छोड़ो पेज में और यहाँ पे डेटाबेस बनाओ. This is my database, for example. This is my what? So firstly, I will have a database. So to create a database, we need to have something. Okay? To create a database, we need to have something. Maybe we have Oracle. Okay? Maybe we have Sybase. We have Ingress. We have MongoDB. Right? They will help us to create that database. Getting? Say for example, the simplest one is the MySQL. You may have Oracle. You may have Sybase. They are different. You have Microsoft MS Access all the time with your Office. Microsoft Access database. Right? What is happening here? Right? These are, or MongoDB we have. These are all database softwares which create the database. Which will create the database. Which will create what? Right? So it will be stored in some hard disk or something where it will be stored. And it will be created. First database will be created. It won't be just a simple hard disk. We have to create the database first. Where the data will be stored. Okay? Database management system is different. And database is different. Database is what we create. Database management system then helps us not only to create, manipulate, we have to add, we have to delete, we have to do something, we have to make it, something which we can manipulate properly, we can search quickly. That is the managerial job. That is done by DBMS, Database Management System. And now today we have the RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. What is that? Will come later. That will be more technical to our subject. That will be by tomorrow we talk about. Today I am giving the big picture, right? So understand, we will create using these, anyone, and many more there are to create a database. Okay? But this front end, in my front end I will have, for example, I want the Nike shoe, size 7. In Myntra or Amazon, there are tons of shoes. In millions, there are shoes of different companies. You can imagine how many companies shoes making and how many colors, sizes they have. But I want only Nike. I want only what? It is like in the sea, you are going and getting one needle. Right? But who is going to do this job? Is front end going to do this? No, sir. The front end is not going to, front end is only to show you something colorful, okay, beautiful, but it has nothing to do with the database. Right? So the moment you make the request here, that I want this shoe, this whatever you want, this is gone using the internet. It uses the protocol HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol of your networking, you may have read about it, HTTP protocol to send this, okay, and we have the, for example, the JSON, okay. So it's a JavaScript object. It creates this, in the beginning we use the XML. Okay. Now we use the JSON and all to send whatever that request is. But where it has to be sent? To fetch it from? But database has no processing power. It's just a hard disk. Right? So we need a very powerful system. Which is not just your system. This is your mobile phone or a laptop screen where the thing was coming up. It was a laptop. But we are talking about the Amazon or Myntra server. This beautiful thing. This server is a very, very powerful computer. Why we need a powerful computer here? Your phone, you are only interacting with that, right? Laptop, you are interacting with that. Amazon server, there are millions. Imagine, whole world is on Amazon. How many requests you are sending to the Amazon? So it is not possible to have a simple computer there processing so large requests. So we need a very, very powerful servers. They are very, very powerful computers. Okay? They are processing your request. जो आपने रिक्वेस्ट भेजा, जो फिल्टर्स भेजे आपने इनको कि भाई मेरे को ये चाहिए, वो सारा काम ये सर्वर कर रहा है. कौन कर रहा है? So server do not have a normal operating system. The server has a special operating system called server operating systems. Like we have Apache. Like we have what? We have Apache. We have maybe, you must have seen the Windows server, right? Unix server. There are tons of server software, but they are operating systems like your mobile phone or your computer is having as Windows 11 or whatever, but servers have the server operating system firstly. But will that operating system do that job for me? That filtering and all, which is trying to filter and all. कि भाई मेरे को नाइकी या प्यूमा या एडिडास चाहिए और साइज 7 चाहिए, कलर ब्लू चाहिए, डिस्काउंट 60% चाहिए, और जो भी जितने भी आपको चाहिए ना चीजें फिल्टर में लगाए आपने, क्या वो प्रोसेसिंग आपका ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम करके देगा? नो सर. We again need a logic. We again need what? Logic is done in some programming. We need another programming language. So you as a programmer are working here to create a front end using, Shabash, जोर से बोलो, HTML. Maybe use a Bootstrap and maybe use a JavaScript framework. What is that? React. Maybe use a JavaScript framework like React. Use React.js. Use what? Write down. React.js is the framework for JavaScript. It's again a framework. Okay? You are all using these technologies to build your front end. To build your, does it make sense? To build your front end. What is front end? Which you see as an interface in your mobile phone the moment you open the Amazon or you open the Myntra or whatever, or any site you open. That's the front end, right? But where the data is stored, is that data stored in your phone? No, it is somewhere in a database created by some database software. Okay, but before you have a database, you also need to have a very powerful machine which has its own operating system. Okay, write down the assignment there. Name different server operating systems. Name different server operating systems. ठीक है? ये याद करना. ठीक है? ये आपने सिर्फ लिखा, करना मत है. करना भी है. सच में. कब? सपने में. अगर कल नहीं किया ना तो कान पकड़ी कराऊंगा यहां पे. समझ में आई बात? सो क्या आपका सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आपका ये काम करके देगा? नो सर, वी नीड अनदर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, प्रॉपर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. Like we have tons of programming languages. You have Java, you may have Python. Okay, any language you have, whatever. There are tons of languages, na? You can use any language here. Okay, like maximum times in your syllabus, PHP comes up. That PHP comes here on the server side. So we call it the client side scripting. Sometimes also we call it client side. We call it what? Client side scripting, and we call from this side server side scripting. Another assignment. Difference between programming language and scripting. SCRIPTING, scripting. प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज और स्क्रिप्टिंग में क्या फर्क है? ओ बेटा जी समझ आई? देखो मेरी जान, मैं यहां पे पढ़ाऊंगा. इट मेक्स नो सेंस अनलेस you do not gain knowledge in you. You do not have what you need to have. For that, there is no shortcut. There is no hard work. There is what? From the teacher side is also hard work needed. That's what I'm right from the go. I'm not saying आज पहला दिन है आज गप्पे मारेंगे. I have started something, right? That's teacher side hard work. And I'm telling you, if you want, I can repeat anything 50 times. No problem whatsoever. But there is the client side scripting to be done. Right? When it's from your side, you have to work harder. You have to make sure that you're learning each and everything, right? ऐसा नहीं कि आप कमजोर हो. There should be nothing in the planet, America and all. These days we have no comparisons because you have internet, you have everything accessible. There's no such thing somebody is reading in American university and is better than you. No, sir. How can? Only problem is you are wasting your time. The precious time you have, you're wasting outside. I'm not saying you don't play, you don't have fun. You should have fun, you should have to play, you use some sports, enjoy your life. These college days are beautiful, they never come again. But you have to have set a priority. The first priority is your career, your knowledge. If you're not getting that, everything is futile. It doesn't make sense that you play but you don't learn. You learn and then play, it makes sense. You getting my point? So you should have some sports in you. You should have fun. Literally, you should have fun in the college because these days won't come again. But you have to make sure that every day you go in, you are biting some knowledge. You're grabbing it each and every day. You make it sure. Don't waste your time. So it's very important that you make copies. You are very serious on your studies. You are whatever assignments I'm giving. You come up tomorrow. एक ही दिन में सारा नहीं सीखता बंदा. आहिस्ता 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 होले होले करके you will be on there, right? वो कहता ना शाहरुख खान, होले होले से दुआ लगती है. So ऐसे होले होले करके हम सारा खाएंगे. अब बता मुझे, मैं बोल रहा था कि आपको यहाँ पे आप PHP पढ़ रहे हो ना, तो PHP कहाँ पे काम करेगा? It was called script, client side scripting. It will be called as server side scripting. Client side scripting and server side scripting. Front end, back end. Front end, back end. Okay? The back end development, the front end development. There's again one thing, design versus web development. What is web design? जोर से बोलो. That is front end, na? That is front end development, not design. Design बोले तो? What is design? CSS. If you have to make a house, where do you go first? Architect. You go to the architect. What are you gonna do? You build a house? He will give you the piece of paper. What is that piece of paper? The design. That is the web design. It's not done using any programming language. That is done using the Photoshop, the Illustrator, the design softwares. That's not the actual website, because what happened is I'm a designer, say we're a company, you come to us कि भाई हमें ये बनाना है, तो जब मैं देता हूँ आपको, आप 50 गलतियां उसमें बोलोगे कि ये नहीं है करना था, अरे ऐसे करना था, अरे वैसे करना था. इसमें बराबरी है. अगर मैंने मकान बना के दिया फिर बोला इसने मेरे को किचन नहीं चाहिए, तो मैं क्या करूंगा भाई? मैं तो डूब गया. ठीक है, इसलिए मैं उसको पीस ऑफ पेपर दूंगा, डिजाइन दूंगा, फिर उस पर वो कितने बार ज़रब ज़ीरो खेले कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. ठीक है, मैं नया बना के दूंगा, वो सेटिस्फाई होगा. लेकिन एक बार वो सेटिस्फाई हो गया, पता नहीं बदे सिलवे से. Do you understand? Then I will get those people, they will make a house. क्योंकि अगर हाउस बना के उसने बोला कि नहीं चाहिए, फिर प्रॉब्लम है. You getting my point? So every engineering process has a design first. We don't just go and build bridge. I have to make a bridge Manan Tehsil Hujan Bihari Chowk se 2-4 bihar and I will start building a bridge. No sir. We have to first set the engineering. We have to see how it pave. कि कल को अभी एक भी गाड़ी रहे तो वो टूट जाएगा. We have to do the engineering process. So we do web designing. Web designing में इसमें से एक भी चीज इस्तेमाल नहीं होगी. They're not programmers. Web designers are like Photoshop guys. Okay? They make those buttons and everything look same, but they are not built using HTML. They are built using what? The Photoshop, the Illustrator, the other Maya maybe. Getting my point? So this is the difference between web design and web. When you say web development, you're actually building something. It has gone through the design phase. You have read about software engineering? The software paradigms, like waterfall model and all? वो नहीं पढ़ा. पहले एनालिसिस होती है ना, फिर डिजाइन होता है, फिर लास्ट में फिर जब ये सारा होगा ना, तब जाके हम कोडिंग वगैरह करते हैं. पहले थोड़ी ना करते. सो जब हम कोडिंग पे आ जाएंगे तो फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट होगी या बैक एंड डेवलपमेंट होगी. सो डेवलपमेंट में आप कर रहे हो इस्तेमाल टेक्नोलॉजीज, डिजाइन में आप प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे. आपको नहीं था अभी पहले से. अब दिस इज थर्ड सेमेस्टर, so up to fourth semester you have not understood design versus development. What are you doing up to fourth semester then? Anyways, here now we have one important point to say before we wind up and we recap actually. That is, what is JavaScript? Is it a language or not? Hello girl, last one. Is this JavaScript language, proper language or not? Is it lesser than Java or Python or something? Yes or no? No. JavaScript has everything which a modern language has. Object oriented modern language. JavaScript has everything under the planet. And we are using it here. But we are not using it here. Why? Because to render the JavaScript, जैसे ना कंपाइलर होता है C के लिए, हम कहते हैं रेंडरिंग, यहाँ पे रेंडरिंग इंजन होता है ब्राउजर्स में. We have a rendering engine in the browsers to run the JavaScript basically. Like V8 in your Chrome. The Chrome has a V8 rendering engine. What? Write down. You won't remember. The Chrome has the V8 rendering engine for JavaScript. Okay, dude? V8. Write another assignment. Write another assignment. Rendering engine in different browsers for JavaScript. Rendering engine in different browsers for JavaScript. Okay? Like for example, if we have Firefox, we have SpiderMonkey. But you will do it yourself. Okay? I won't tell. Now, what I'm saying, if the JavaScript is a, be with me, hello. आप क्यों बोर जैसे होंगे? JavaScript is it a boring subject? Then you should be happy to learn things. So JavaScript is a full programming language, na? If it is full programming language, then why are not using here? Why we use different language? What the heck? Why are we using that? Because we had a rendering engine problem. JavaScript, we don't have a standalone, like we compilers, standalone compilers we have. We do not have. Then we say, why not build it? Why not build a standalone something which will stay here and render the JavaScript, right? So we did it. What we did was, we used the JavaScript. We use what? The V8 engine. The V8 engine. The V8 rendering engine and C++ to create the rendering engine in the server side for the JavaScript. And this is sometimes also called the node. This is called a what? So I am using JavaScript here also and here also. So I am using JavaScript in the front end as well as in the back end. Right? So if you, firstly, if you are a developer which has all these technologies and all these technologies from this side, you will be called as a full stack developer. You may be only front end developer using these technologies. You may be only back end developer using these technologies. But if you know all, you are called full stack. You are called what? Full stack developer. Now, if you are using JavaScript only in the front end, वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. फ्रंट एंड में तो चारा ही नहीं है. बैक एंड में आप पाइथन करो, जावा कर लो, C++ कर लो, पता नहीं क्या क्या कर लो. ठीक है? लेकिन अगर आपने बैक एंड में भी क्या किया? JavaScript. You will be called full stack JavaScript developer. You are full stack JS. Okay? You getting my point? So you may use React. You may use what? And you may use here the MongoDB. You may use what? So we sometimes then call this MERN stack. If you are using only the JavaScript, you are using MongoDB, you are using Express, you are using React, Okay, so what is MERN? Write down. क्योंकि अगर मैं सारा बोलूंगा ना आपको, फिर आप कुछ घर में करोगे नहीं. That you won't use the internet. You will use internet for what, doing what? The chatting and all, right? छोड़ूंगा थोड़ी. Now you will use internet to do something, to learn something. So what is MERN? इसमें आपको already बता चुका हूँ. But what is M? What is E? What is R? What is N? You will see that. What's that? Okay? You will tell me tomorrow. Yes. Question? Getting the thing? What I'm saying? So now tell me the recapitulations. So we have firstly web design versus web development. The last girl. Get up and tell me. What is the difference?
Design is basically the interface, the start, initializing. जब हमें कोई मकान बनाना होता है, we give a design. We don't use bricks and sands and stuff. तो लेकिन development में वो सब use होता है.
What now? Tell us about this thing.
Design में हम लोग, for example, कोई website बनाना है, तो उसका पहले क्या use होंगे, उसका interface कैसा होगा, कहाँ पे कौन सी चीज़ base होगी.
We actually create, na? We actually create whatever the user is saying. Customer is saying we are creating that, but we are creating not in the programming. We are creating where? In the design softwares. We are creating exactly replica of that, but we are creating in the design softwares, not in the HTML and all. Thank you. Next, tell us about the front end. What have you learned about front end?
Front end is what is the client side interface.
Very
What
good.
we see as a client.
Beautiful.
What is shown to us, like the face of the website,
Mm-hmm.
the products we made, the colors and all that. It's very beautiful, but the things behind it is really ugly, like HTML and the codes and all that.
How we make it beautiful? Then next girl.
We can use beautiful
By
by using the CSS.
using the CSS. Very good. Maybe you have some framework for CSS also? Bootstrap. Beautiful. Next girl. What is left out in the front end? What you have left out in the front end?
Bootstrap or
No, we have got the bootstrap. We are here now.
JavaScript.
Yep. Don't worry. Take it easy.
JavaScript, like it's also a language.
It's a proper language.
Language that we use, and JavaScript is like it's the language we use in the server end also.
We can use the server. Firstly, tell us about front end only. What JavaScript do to your website?
JavaScript,
See your copy. What you have written something?
yeah, like it uses the React and
Yeah, it has a framework for React. But what is it doing? Firstly, what is it doing? JavaScript doing? Check the copy. What you have put up there.
it's the behavior.
Very good. That's what my ears wanna hear. It adds the behavior to the website. Very good. Thank you. Give it some cheer to her. Nice. Good job. Next. You wanna add something more to the front end? If you can, in your own words, maybe.
JavaScript made it a function.
Functional. Not make it function. It doesn't make sense. We can have a new feature of pause in it.
Okay. Okay. ओके फ्रंट एंड में क्या होता है, फर्स्टली वहाँ पर पहले वेब डिज़ाइनिंग होती है. वेब डिज़ाइनिंग मीन्स इन सेंस कि पहले अगर हमें कोई वेबसाइट बनानी है तो वेबसाइट के लिए हमें पता होना चाहिए हमें कौन सी वेबसाइट बनानी, किस पे वेबसाइट बनानी है, एंड उसमें जो सारी चीज़ें जाएंगी मतलब वो कैसे क्या बनानी है हमें. देन आफ्टर इज वेब डेवलपमेंट. वेब डेवलपमेंट इज सिंपली लाइक using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then after JavaScript उसमें यूज होता है, and वो सारा
What is HTML, CSS, JavaScript doing?
मतलब वो यूज ही होता है. HTML creates the structure.
Structure. Very
Yeah.
good. CSS.
CSS उसमें हम फिर coloring and all that.
Beautiful. You make it beautiful, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then
And then after JavaScript we
you
use.
know, one more assignment. Write down. Write down. One more assignment is UX versus UI design. UI versus UX design. You know, one of my students, he has done a BTech. He read about UI UX design, like Udemy and all the free courses, वो भी torrent से download करके चोरी करके and all that. I don't know what. So he's right now doing a job in the American company. They didn't ask him कि आपने BTech किया, कि आप अनपढ़ हो कि क्या है. They talked about UX and UI design, and he was having proper skills, and he landed in the job. So that's design. We are not even going on the development, right? UX versus UI design. Write it down. It's a very important topic. Write it down. This is assignment number next. Okay? Okay. Now mine goes to this girl. So the specs. Now tell us about this side, the backend side.
बैकएंड में हम बेसिकली सर्वर वहाँ पर होता है, तो वो एक अपना ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम उसका इस्तेमाल होता है, सर्वर ऑपरेटिंग.
Because when you land in companies and all, then you have in these presentations, if you what build that also. Don't worry, गलती होगी यहाँ पे अपने सारे है ना, मसला क्या है? We will learn, right?
There's a proper server operating system basically. That's
Mic up.
there's a proper operating system,
Yes, we need proper system here.
and it uses some language for the logic purposes like Java, Python, PHP, and even sometimes you also use JS there also.
We can use JS as a programming language, but for that we need this node.
Yeah.
Have the mic to this. What is this node?
Browser rendering system and the C++.
Yeah, we build
हाँ.
to render our JavaScript, we build that node, right? In the VA, what VA?
Browser rendering system. It's used for Chrome.
JavaScript rendering engine. It's a rendering engine. And in the C++,
C++.
we build that node. Okay? That's it's called Node.js. It's called what?
Node.js.
It's called Node.js. Right? One more thing I'll add here is your server and your database talk with each other. ये बोल रहा है इसको भी यही चाहिए. तो database management system देख देता वापस. ठीक है? Our database management system is here, interacting on that way, right? If you start tomorrow, they use a special language called. They use SQL to talk with each other. Okay? The SQL is using the server, and this guy is actually what? Talking with each other. That's called SQL. Thank you. Okay. Are we good? So I think that's all. You can stop it then.